And joining us for this conversation is Emmanuel Tremantinge. He's a member of parliament for Ayawaso West Wogon. All right, thanks for joining me, sir.
Thank you for having me.
And then we're asking Adekoka because
Chairman
one. There's this very story that had been circulating over the last 12 hours, first on social media and ultimately found itself on mainstream media, about how he, in the company of Betty Modijusu and I believe one or two others, had gone to, is it Ayawaso East?
Yeah.
Nima.
You should know.
Well, I know it's Nima. I know Nima. So they went to Nima, met the executives.
You have heard the story.
And the executives apparently were not too happy with many of the things. The reason why, you know, on the show, Mr. Chimanteja, I mentioned this early on and when we're doing the newspapers, because I had had some complaints from some of their party people in some of the constituencies. And they are called, and I said, well, we can't put all this in media because it was not appropriate until this very incident happened. So I wanted to know first from him whether they had difficulty. He's been able to give me a first response, but what do you make of the whole scenario as it was reported, and subsequently he's denying, of course.
Well, thank you for having me this morning.
And good morning to you.
Let me use this opportunity to say a very good morning to our cherished viewers. But Roland, what else did you expect? Did you expect Chairman Adekoka to come here and admit that he was chased out of quote-unquote a strong...
You know I cannot be chased. I've been with you for a very long time.
I know.
You don't know whether they can chase me.
Oh, no, Chairman, don't say that.
I will sit
the party is stronger than you.
If there's a crisis, I'd rather sit down than run away. Why? When you run away, you won't come back again.
Oh,
you understand?
Sometimes the exigency of the moment requires that. You know, the first instinct of a human is to survive. But Chairman, if you sit and something happens to you,
because they were
then you won't come.
It was very civil. I can assure you.
Well, I was not there.
Yeah,
Roland, me and you. Is that
we're not there.
Yeah. I and you were not there.
So have faith.
Only grapevine info.
But they say that there's no smoke without fire. But you see, it underscores something that is happening. That Chairman Adekoka will come here this morning and tout the NDC as having done this. But I am telling you, the good people of Nima are suffering. The reaction of their party faithful everywhere is a clear indication that it is becoming a summer of discontent.
A summer of discontent.
Yes.
Yeah, people are so unhappy. Look.
I thought we talk.
They are. All they talk about is we have built a hospital, we have built the road. Last week we were here, Chairman and myself, in the quote unquote. I don't even take it as an absolute truism. In the quote unquote World Bank, the chiefs and people are saying we are suffering. And Roland, let me restate, without equivocation, that ultimately the politics we do must be about the people.
Must influence their lives.
It must influence their lives. They must have the wherewithal. Otherwise, it means nothing.
But that's in context.
And what is the context? Let's define the context. What is the context?
And last week I asked a question. I asked somebody a question. I said, is it not a matter of priority? The NDC government wants to focus on building infrastructure, which ultimately will not put perhaps necessarily bread and butter on the table of people, but then would enhance their lives ultimately.
Well, you see, let me say that I have no problem with building infrastructure. Last week or so, His Excellency the President was in Dodowa to commission a 120-bed district hospital, and I am happy. They are my people. I speak the same language. I speak the same language. They are my people. I would want development. But you see, and so you built the hospital. Did it solve the problem of the people? Not necessarily. I am saying that let's not even digress too much. Let us focus on what is said to have happened in Nima. Chairman will vehemently deny it. I have reports that it is true. You see, Chairman, it must be sending a signal to you that you are failing the people. And governance is about the people. Governance is not what you contract. You see, but I don't.
Okay.
No. But so you wanted me to leave it?
No, let me tell you.
Chairman, there's a question I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
And this one is not based on, I'm not biased.
Yeah, no.
I'm asking you because of what the calls again and what I've
there
heard
are
on the
concerns.
ground. They are deep-seated concerns.
Let me tell you
among your rank and file. The concern they have is that at the top, you seem to have disaggregated yourself from those at the bottom. And these are not just ordinary voters. They are people who are your core supporters and they work for you at the constituency.
You see, there's a certain perception.
Do you deny that?
No. There's a certain perception that when you are at the top there, you are privileged to certain amenities, which is not true. I'm a regional chairman, right? I do my whole job. At the end of the day, government does not pay me. You see, it's a voluntary thing that we all do. At the constituency level, it's supposed to be voluntary. At the what do you call it? The ward or the.
Well, when they see people in government in four-wheel drives and things like that, and their status change, it gives a certain perspective to the whole argument.
The four-wheel drive goes with the job, because you don't expect your minister to be riding a bicycle to go to work. You understand the perception, but what is happening? What the complaint is? Somebody will say that I've been in the ND since 1992. I haven't gotten anything. So the perception is that the party must give the person something. You understand? And that is the way we are conducting the politics. That is what is creating this kind of situation. That people believe that once they're the party, they might, rightly so, they might benefit from the party in a way that the party must create the relevant avenues for them to benefit from the associated party. Nobody is crying about that. And we are alive to it. And now probably in certain constituencies, it is not only that they are looking for certain kind of developments that they feel that, why is that this constituency has gotten this development and we haven't, because of that we've been neglected. So it's a basket of all manner of requirements. So I believe that as a party, good. It's a wake-up call for us. And it's good that we are on the outreach program to sensitize the
and so far, those are the responses you are getting.
So
people
far,
are not happy.
With there's element.
I mean, would you say if you do analysis of it, a larger percentage are not happy?
Yeah, there's an element of.
They have concerns.
They have concerns.
But they are not agitated.
No, they are concerns. And so I keep saying that there are ways and means of expressing concern. You have got somebody who's probably, he's not fighting you, but he's making his concern forcible.
But in Ayawaso, for example, they didn't accept what you brought for them.
They did accept everything.
Okay.
They did accept that whatever we took there was for them to revive the branch.
And they accepted.
And at the end of the day, they escorted.
So you're saying the reports are wrong?
My car was parked at the.
Nobody said your car was vandalized.
No.
So you're saying the reports were wrong?
Listen, I walked about 5 minutes from where the meet was to my car. And all of them were chairman number one, chairman one. Okay. The usual appellations, chairman one. Okay. So please, we are in a season that any small thing can be exaggerated, but we have taken cognizance of their concerns.
All right. I wanted to move on, but I thought, okay, let me move on. We have this other story about Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who has had, we're told his photographer and bodyguard. We just spoke to his aide who says now they've been released, but the items have not been released to them. It's almost a report over the last, emanating from the last 8 to over 10 hours. The subject of the BNI and sometimes the things that they do. Mr. Chairman Jacob.
Well, there is a saying that those that the gods will destroy, they first make mad. Sometimes you really wonder. I say this not intending to be disrespectful to anybody, or but it appears to me that, and I want to acknowledge it, and I think that the BNI is doing a real good job for my party, because they just keep putting the government in giving the government very bad press.
But this is not government. BNI is not government. My brother, BNI is not. It's a state institution. Mbuana. Inge Malio. Inge Malio.
I read the story. The BNI raided the house of Captain Koda and took things away. They did so, and when they were doing so, there were two witnesses, who witnessed what they did. And then after some time, they called to say, okay, you can come back for your things, but you must come with the witnesses. And when the witnesses go to do it, then they are asked to fill a form, personality profile. My understanding, and I am not a lawyer, I am not learned, I haven't done too much school, is that then they are asked to fill a form. They say, no, when you are taking the things, when you are asking us to witness to the things, you didn't ask us to fill a form. We have come to witness that the things that we wear when you took the things, that the things that we witnessed when you took them, now we must fill it. Then their lawyer indicates to them that that form is filled by suspects. I don't think that they are suspects in a matter. They are not suspects in anything. So they said, no, we will not fill this. And this necessitates
A detention.
a detention. I don't know. I don't know where.
Well, we've been told that they've now been released.
Yeah, but you see, it is like they will tell you that, yes, we had Doomsday for 4 years. Oh, but we are trying to resolve it. Oh, this morning I hear the president is saying that it is not completely over, though. Then they want to say that, oh, what happened in the past does not matter. They release them, so the action they took does not matter. I think that there is a certain, and it is unnerving. You go to court and the court decides that I grant bail. And with such impunity in the courtyard, you take the people that the court has granted bail back to your jail. People come as witnesses and they say, no, my lawyer says that as for this form, I don't need to fill it. I didn't fill a form ab initio. Post facto, I don't need to fill a form. And then you detain them. It is unnerving. Look,
it beats your imagination.
It is unnerving. I can't quote it directly, but it is said that one person said that when they come for your brother in the morning, you didn't complain. They came for another one in the afternoon, you didn't complain. In the night, it will be your turn.
Sure.
I think it is this Black American writer. Okay. Look, today, it is probably Adekoka and the powers that be willy-nilly acquiesce to this illegality, acquiesce to this bastardization of the fundamental rights of all of us as a people.
So you're saying when you come to power, you
No, I am saying that today it is somebody's turn. Tomorrow, definitely the tables will turn.
And I'm saying that. So you're saying that when you come to power, you do the same thing.
No, I'm not saying that. I am not.
But that's what you're saying.
But what I am saying is that, and what I want to do is really not to talk even about politics. I want to emphasize that particularly public servants, people that are paid out of the public purse, must learn to just do what is important. Sometimes.
Do you think that BNI just went out of their way and did what they did? I think
so. Sometimes I think that the public servants become more Catholic than the Pope. Yeah. They cry more than the bereaved in an attempt to please the government of the day. And it's not just the BNI. Okay. When you go to the ministries, when you go to police, when you go to all the public agencies,
they try to arrogate onto themselves some power.
It is just they want to please Adekoka and the NDC.
All right. Point made.
But they are apparatus of the state. Yeah. And sometimes you see, I think the lawyers say it's, maybe you're a lawyer, I don't know. They say that sometimes it is not even the act, but the appearance. You understand? Mm. Sometimes it is not even the act, but the appearance is distasteful.
Mr. Adekoka,
Yes.
the concern is that we have agencies like the BNI. They seem to be arrogating onto themselves too many powers and even abusing what they are supposed to be doing. And at the end of the day, some citizens come in the firing line.
Roland, yesterday the president was in a voter region. Yesterday, the BNI had picked up some 2 people. The president was far away in the voter region. So is it the bidding of the... Is it the bidding...
Well, he's not said the president ordered.
No, he said government, or doing the bidding of Adekoka and his people. He did say so. So let me address that issue, right? I mean, or he didn't say that. He said so. And I'm giving an example that yesterday the president was far away voter region, right? And the BNI is just around the corner, Kaukudu Junction here. The officers who were performing their duties were not taking instruction from the presidency. You see, like I said earlier on, these are state institutions, and the BNI did not start 4 or 5 years ago. They've been in existence from God knows when, right? You remember they picked up President Rawlings during their time. E.T. Mensah was picked and locked up in a BNI cells, the mosquito infested BNI cells. Jijo, who has gone to who is dead, late Jijo, was picked by the BNI. It's the same BNI. They haven't changed.
So you are saying that
it is. I wouldn't say those things were done.
But at the time that those things happened to...
And we didn't say it was done on behalf of Kufuor.
Happened to sympathizers of the NDC, officials.
I'm saying that
you claim that it was something that was instigated by government. Institution.
What they have Francis Poku there, he was thought as the best security agent in the country. See, so please, if the institutions are not working, that is why we've got lawyers that takes them on, human rights lawyers that take them on to ensure that the right thing is done. I believe that institutions should act within the confines of the Constitution.
So you say you have no hand in whatever?
No, how can you have a hand in this thing?
Okay.
There are still institutions.
The point has been made.
If they are not
the point has been made. On the front page of the Finder...
But respectfully,
I
am surprised about Ade.
You said you have no hand in. You don't believe it. You don't believe it.
What I said is that the state agency seems to be giving this government bad press.
Yeah, so I'm saying...
Did I say that? Did I say that?
Came in to clarify.
They are not giving government bad press because government is not involved.
No, you made a comment that Ade and his...
Yes, that's right. So I'm saying
that's what he was referring
I gave an example. The president
but truthfully, for all the commentary that you were making, is it not... there's something behind, or you have a certain perception that the BNI was not acting in isolation, was it?
Oh, I haven't said that at all.
No, I'm not saying that
if you want to put that interpretation to it, that is your interpretation.
On the front page of the Finder,
on the front page, I have said that I think that they are acting outside the confines.
On the front page of the Finder,
deal with them. So it's not the matter of government asking them to
on
do
the front page of the Finder. On the front page of the Finder, we have the MPP challenging the EC of Ghana to make its position clear on the recommendations by the 5-member committee, based also on this report, which is indicating whether there should be a validation or not, and what steps that the Electoral Commission will take. This has become a very thorny issue. Validation, what does it mean? And what is the position of that very committee, the VCRAC committee? And it's assumed a certain proportion now. Now, I have to start with you, Mr. Adekoka.
Yes.
For all the things that we're talking about, next week we're going to have a limited registration exercise, and then the voters register will be displayed. People should go and etc. What I understand, the committee says that should be the way. They display, you go and find out whether your name on, and that will indicate whether really you are supposed to be the person or not. It's one of the means by which we can know whether we are foreigners or not. If they are not, how do we take them out? And
Roland, you know that voting in this country is not compulsory.
Sure.
It's voluntary.
Even registration?
Registration is voluntary. It's not compulsory. Right. So I can decide to go and vote. I can decide to go and register. I can decide to sit in my house. Whereas in other jurisdictions, it's compulsory that you must register, you must vote. So when you're talking about these things, all this
it's compulsory for you to register, not necessarily vote.
No, there are certain countries Registering of vote is compulsory. You must.
Side by side.
Side by side, you must. There's a law. They've got law that you must. In ours, it's a voluntary organization that I decide whether to register. You understand? So, what I'm talking about, this started about a year or two ago, where my brother and his people decided that they've discovered some 76,000 non-Ghanaians.
We haven't heard from that to...
Exactly. That they've discovered and they've done some...
They said it was only 10%
out of the 10%, yeah, they've discovered the 6,000 names. Out of the 10% that we went round and a committee was put up. Their McMenu, who was touted to be the best advocates of their business, came and he couldn't make anything out of it. Right? Now, my friends are very clever. Now, they are now using the back door of something called validation, where they only define what is it that you should go, and then when you don't come, your name should be expounded from the register. But I'm saying that it's a voluntary thing, that I can go and register and decide on the day of the display of the document, I won't go and inspect, because I know that I've done my registration. I've done, and anytime I'm ready, they call me to go and vote, I'll go and vote. So what are they talking about? Look, I told you last time that this is a non-issue. All along, we've got a certain organization that means that used to call IPAC. All members of the party go to this IPAC and they have fruitful discussions and they all agree on the way forward. Then a certain group of, when they come out of the IPAC meeting, instead of coming to tell their fellow members, they go about giving all manner of different versions of what has transpired. And that's the cause of the problem. Because I heard PNC secretary, what's his name? What's the guy's name?
Atik
Mohammed.
About a week or so ago.
Even 2 days ago.
Lamenting.
Even yesterday.
That why is MPP behaving this way? Because when they go to IPAC meetings, everything that has to be done has been agreed upon. And they come out and they talk differently. So it's much ado about nothing. They just want
so
to
you are saying no, it's a strategy.
They are looking for.
So you're saying it's a strategy.
And you see, a strategy. They are looking for a new register. Now, what we have got now, we've got something called biometric register, where if you are dead, you cannot resurrect to come and vote. You cannot resurrect to come and vote. So what is it? Because even if you go and clean up you go and do a new register, by the time you go to November election, somebody will be dead. So that document will still not be accurate. So please, we have done elections, and EC has done elections about 6 times. Out of this, MPP has been able to win 2, NDC had won 4. We have had governments. We started with an opaque ballot box. We've gone to the line. We have gone all the way. We are now at a state that if the EC will display the register, if you have time, you go and verify whether your name is there. If you don't have time, your name should still remain there. Like if on the day they are displaying the register, I'm out of the country. Are you saying that my name should be expunged from the register?
But Mr. Chimanti Ejakon, the whole thrust of the argument, I believe, from both civil society and some of the parties, maybe like yours, for example, is the fact that you all agree that there are problems with the names in that very register. And so, somebody will say what Mr. Ade Kuka is saying is almost just much ado about nothing in two.
Well, I think that we must first, I want to take it from the fundamentals. We are a democracy. A major underpinning of democracy is elections, and again, the underpinning for an election is the electoral list. So you would say that the electoral list is a major underpinning of our democracy, and if all of us agree that there is a problem with the register, then by extension you can say that it is in all likelihood will create a problem for our democracy. I am just taking it. All of us agree. The political parties agree, MPP agrees, the NDC agrees, the PNC agrees, everybody agrees that there is a problem with the register. The Electoral Commission admits that there is a problem with the register. The committee of eminent persons they set up completely agree that there is a problem with the register. And the register underpins our democracy. So we started off by saying that if all of us are saying that there is a problem with a major leg upon which our democracy rests, then we must do everything possible to ensure that that leg is clean. We asked for a new register. The Electoral Commission said no. Then we thought that, you see, I don't even see how anybody will contrive this as a... When you have a case, you must have fallback positions. In the event that you don't get this, you must always have a fallback position in our own lives. You are a businessman.
You see, you are always shifting the goalpost.
We haven't shifted the goal. We haven't shifted any goalpost. You have a document. Roland, it is a truism. Like you said, all of us agree that the thing there's a problem with it. So what we have done is that, for us, this is the best thing. There must be a second best thing. And it is not peculiar to us. Election management is not rocket science. It is not the first person to go to Mars, land humans on Mars. It is not something anybody has not done before. In Nigeria, where, like us, registration and voting is not compulsory.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody admitted that there was the register was overbloated. So, in their attempt, in a genuine attempt by all the stakeholders to clean up the register, they thought that the best way to do is to go I think the PCV or something, where they gave PVC, where they gave everybody a card. Out of the register. They didn't do a new registration. So come and do it
and certify whether you are the name
They had no biometric. Their register had no biometrics.
But that should not be an argument. The fact that we have a biometric register.
No. So what they did was not to capture the biodata.
It doesn't matter.
We already have got
the fundamental basis for which they did that was the reason that their register was flawed. It had names, it had been bloated.
Yeah, but we have a register and it is flawed. All of us are agreeing it is flawed. The operative word is flawed. Whether it is biometric or non-biometric.
You mean
all of us, including the Electoral Commission and the eminent person, say that register is flawed.
Biometrically or what? So one person has captured
whatever it is. 5 times. Whatever it is. It's even more serious that we have a biometric register and we have captured people who are not supposed to be on it.
So how did you do that? That's the question. That's the question. How did you are talking about biometrics. You cannot have two passports.
It's okay. Let him do his argument. Keep your points then when we come to.
I don't see what it is. You know,
because
it is very strange when people think that. No, I have heard arguments that but you wanted biometric. Now we have given it to you. You are complaining. The fact that it is biometric doesn't mean that there can be a problem with it.
I find it extremely difficult to appreciate that. So
let him make his
me
point.
That how can you say you've got biometric register where people have been captured names. So if it's overbloated, then there are dead people who have been captured there. And if they are dead, they can never come and vote.
I know where he's coming from. His argument is that because it's biometric, no matter what, they can't come and vote.
So let us go on this way.
Exactly, my brother.
Then, so we have said that probably the best way to do this is for everybody to come and
authenticate.
Authenticate. The word is for me, authenticate.
To come
My
and
name is
authenticate.
Emmanuel Chemate Ejako. I registered at a Christian Center. This is my polling station. I am here.
Or even come to say that my dead relative yesterday died or last year died, so it's not available.
Then this also has become a problem. You see, for me, I think that motive is very important in all the things we do.
You see, Ejako goes again. Impugning motive.
Oh well, I have lately heard that the Electoral Commission is saying that they can't do the validation because the constitutional instrument CI 91 that the operative legislation to run this election does not cover it. I mean, when I hear this,
I've heard the argument too.
I think, well,
but really, if you read CI 91, it doesn't explicitly.
The CI was not sent to us from heaven.
See,
it was.
But we can't bend the rules.
So we should bend the rules for you.
You are not even listening to me. You see, when I listen to all of these arguments, I come to the firm conclusion that ab initio, from the very beginning, some people, and I won't say all the people in the Electoral Commission, no, I will not say that. I think that some people in the Electoral Commission,
some key people,
had made up their minds that we will not do anything about this.
Bamuyada.
So, but for me, really, if that is the way, that is the way it must go, I don't worry. Look, he's talking about, excuse me, we're talking about dead people. In the 2012 election, is it true or it is not true that in some polling stations there may have been 600 people on the electoral list? 400 people registered. 400 people were counted to have physically come to vote. But when the votes were counted, there were 500 votes. Yengra Afarijan says that is not overvoting, that is ballot stuffing. How can 400 people go to a polling station to vote, but there are 500 votes cast?
That is what was counted at the end of the voting day.
Then my position, then I posit that ghost votes. You understand me?
Because once there's a leeway, the numbers are there. It can be filled up. Somebody will fill the void.
Chairman Koka's position is that Chairman Koka's submission is that people cannot resurrect and vote. Exactly. But I am saying that in the last election, there was, to quote Yenra Afarijan, in the last election there was ballot stuffing, and that is ghost resurrecting to vote.
I'll give you a typical. I know you want to give me, but Nana Komi also says that then the Electoral Commission needs to posit its stand and say, well, this is how, for all the arguments that is for and against.
And this is our position. Thing is that
because the Electoral Commission doesn't seem to be making a lot more commentary on
even the 5-man expressed worry about the large number of people they think should have died and must find a way to expunge it. And then they themselves also said that they didn't think that the exhibition is a good mode.
Yes, they said it.
It's not. You see, Roland. You see, I think there are certain things that when you come and sit on television, you can't say. In Ashanti region, there was an election that took place. That the number of people who registered, who are on the voters roll, was about 500. After the election, the numbers counted was about 3 times that.
Well, I've covered 4 elections. I've seen many of those. Whether it's a stronghold of the NDC or MPP,
and it happens. Yes, it happens.
And we know there's factors or the circumstances around which those things happen.
It is not that the people.
So your argument is what?
The argument is that whether.
So you are saying they happen.
Yeah. You have
so I can even accept it. It happened in Ashanti region.
Let me finish.
So ghost vote.
Let me finish. Don't ghost vote.
But that's the very reason why they are making all these very clarion call to make sure that those that are supposed not to be on the register.
It doesn't matter what. Look, your name can be on the register, but on the day of the vote, you might fall sick, and you don't go and vote. Does that mean the voters' register is bloated? On the day of election, you might fall sick, or you are not, because people are moving every time of the day.
So your argument is even if you remove them,
you have to be vigilant.
It's immaterial.
What is important is that you must be vigilant at the polling station. Simple.
So that
You
nobody.
must be vigilant. You can go and bring the what you call it, the voter that has been sanitized with whatever you think, but the vigilance at the police station is what is important. So that's what I'm saying.
So, for example, what he cited,
it's much ado about nothing.
Party agents were there, and they should have taken.
And they should have taken. So if you didn't train your party agents,
but that's not insulating enough.
No.
The Electoral Commission has a certain responsibility to conduct and declare results.
But
as far as our voting process is concerned, and they are the sole body that is responsible.
So the things that happened in Ashanti region, it means that your people were not vigilant enough.
They sacked them.
Oh, okay. And so in your stronghold, they also sacked them and chased them out. So all of us are sacking and chasing people.
But you're not talking about the last election, some other election.
So all of us are sacking and chasing people out. Sham election.
I'm saying that what we should do.
Sham election, bogus election.
I'm saying what we should do now, right, is for all of us to be vigilant on the day of election.
But that's not good enough.
It's good enough. That is good enough.
They have a concern. There's a certain posture that the Electoral Commission seem to have taken.
What posture? They've got IPAC. They have got members of the... It's when you make this kind of statement...
I'm not making a statement. I'm saying that based on what they're saying. You can't accuse me of having made a statement. I'm not part of IPAC.
Okay,
I'm not part of a political party. I just ask questions.
Let me tell the membership of the IPAC. Obi Amwa, they are acting general secretary. I think 3 or 4 of them.
And so what?
They go there.
All of them, they come on this platform. They have grave concerns.
So why do you go to... Then IPAC must be scrapped off. Because if they go there and they're not effective, then what's the use? Because you go and sing one song there, then when you come and agitate the public to go on demonstration, right? and that
they don't go on demonstration. It's a pressure group. Only that the last time they joined.
Where are the pressure group coming from?
It's a pressure group.
Let's be honest, sir. No, don't let's bury our head in the sand and behave like ostriches, right?
It's a pressure group.
We have come a long way with opaque ballot box.
Thanks to the MPP.
We have come a long way.
Thanks to the MPP.
Finally, you've done a biometric registration where your biodata is... There's no way you can go and vote twice.
In a minute, do you think that the Electoral Commission needs to come out and say, this is the way we intend going about it?
They've said it already.
I think so.
They've said it already.
I think
they've given a guideline. They've said it already.
I really and truly think they must be explicit.
They've said it already.
It's okay.
They've said it already. We all know.
Your own committee of experts says that the
committee that you bastardized. Now you are taking their word.
The way you are going... It's not the best way to
Today you've been heckling. I've never seen so agitated. Why are you doing this today?
No, I'm not heckling. Honorable, the same VCRAC.
Today you're heckling. I've never seen you like this before.
But it's my brother, he understands. When they
it's as if you don't want him to make his point.
Because they are doing what they are doing.
You are very uncomfortable about his point. I think
very uncomfortable.
No,
I'm very uncomfortable. I think that's the only way.
You see what these arguments are so flawed.
I'm very comfortable.
What he is saying is that because it is biometric, there can be no problems with it.
Exactly, there are no problems.
Because based on the proceedings that we saw in 2013 in the Supreme Court.
It's much ado about nothing. Absolutely.
Okay. Kofi Annan, if you heard him lately, had been saying that African leaders, when is their time, they should leave office. I have to stand with you. But we've had some, for example, Paul Kagame had his term increased additionally. So now a leader in this country can go for a 3rd term. What if there comes a point in time where a leader is even not wanted for the 3rd term?
I think that democracy is still very challenged in Africa.
Challenged. and
I will want to repeat what President Obama said when he came here in 2009, that Africa doesn't need strong men, Africa needs strong institutions. You see, I think it is arrogant. I think it is arrogant for anybody to think that I am the be all and so you are the best president of a country, and so what? Do you know what the next person after you will come to do? The elders have a say that if they mention your name and make a law, you are cursed. If they mention your name and change a law, it's a curse. So tomorrow, like you said, may it not happen. The man, because of whom that law was changed, he dies midterm, and another person comes, and that man is the worst leader that ever came. Then the law is that you can do 3 terms. I think that all of us must learn to be humble. All of us must learn to respect the law. All of us. But I don't blame. I think that in Africa, the sycophancy and the unnecessary adulation is too much. The sycophancy and the wanting to please authority is too much. Look, in Nigeria, when Obasanjo, and I credit him, he did reasonably well. But it doesn't mean that it was all about him. We all read the stories about the attempt at the 3rd term and how some very senior senators are all involved with it. You know, at the end of the day, our politics is too full of adulation and sycophancy and hero worshipping and praise singing, but if we continue like this, for me, I would just end by saying that I don't think that in the 4th Republican experiment, no government and no president has been as on point as President Kufuor.
Fantastic.
But there was no way we were going to say that the constitution must be changed.
President Kufuor
so Kufuor must have a. He did. He came.
Excellent.
William Shakespeare said, "The world is the stage."
You say excellent.
He came and performed his act. His act is over. His act is
I know that I should give you, but I'm only giving you 2 minutes.
Yeah, I agree with my brother. You see, look, even human frailties, it gets to a certain time that the human body itself, right, has so much difficulties that you need to rest the body. I understand. So why will you want to be? I mean, I look at Mugabe, for instance.
Sure.
And
Power is enjoyable.
And I look at when he was in the liberation struggle, the kind of respect that all of us those days at our student years was very happy. At a certain stage, you must leave the stage. Now he goes to functions and he falls asleep, and that's an embarrassment. You see, so your human body alone has limitations. That is why God gave us that at a certain stage you have to retire. You know, if you get 70, you should thank God. Beyond that, you should be looking after your grandchildren.
Well, so whoever in the studio, Emmanuel Tremantinge Jakon, Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Mogo.
I don't think that 70
in the studio,
there are people
chairman of the NDC, Joseph Nia.
I've not also said anything. I haven't also said anything. Roland,
yes.
There are some
and that way for the
70s who are doing some fantastic things world over.
There are some 70s, sir.
Oh,
Which of them?
In